Are you struggling? Well, I've got two fitness gurus that are going to be giving me and you all of the tips that we need to stay fit and healthy during this period of self-isolation and staying at home. So if you've got any questions, get in touch. Yes, you, get in touch. Pick up that phone. It's 81333. If you want to text me, just make sure you start your message with the letters W and then M. If you don't, I won't get your text, you know what I'm saying? Or you can call me on the phone, make my hotline bling on 08 081 00 9956. I'll read it again for you just in case you didn't get it. It's 08 081 00 9956. Now, Daniel J. Junior Smith is from Fit Fast Fitness. Try to say that fast. Fit Fast Fitness. And he's actually a personal trainer and has also had to change things as the gyms have had to close, like many things. But on top of all of that, he's giving free personal training to NHS staff, and he's moving all of the training courses online using like Zoom, which so many people are using. Anyone who's working at home can imagine how that's going to go. And also Facebook Messenger. Daniel, first of all, how was the whole shock of it all, having to go from doing your personal training sessions in person to online? Did you handle it very well?
Initially, I didn't really handle it too well. It was a bit of a shock to the system. I think the way it's been handled to begin with, it was very laid back. So I wasn't sure on when it was actually going to happen. And then when it happened, it was like, they didn't really give us too much notice. It was like, right, tomorrow. In fact, it was tonight. It was on the same day. They were like, right, gyms are shut in, and that's that. Right. Before that, it was all rumours, so it was a big shock, and I had to juggle things around.
So what were the steps that you needed to take in order to continue to do these personal training like sessions?
Yeah, so the very first thing was to obviously contact my clients, make them aware of what was happening. I just told them not to panic, and, you know, we've been doing really well on progress, and it doesn't need to halt. All my clients know, you know, the mental aspect is just as important as the physical aspect. So we're just trying to reassure them of that and say, right, we can continue sessions, but we're going to do them online. I'll set your home training programs, your diet plans, so you know exactly what you're going to do. And I'm going to be here to support you from an online point of view.
And how has it been so far? I mean, you're using Zoom and like Facebook, and Facebook and all those types of platforms. How has it been connecting with people and still, you know, keeping them motivated? Because I would assume it's really important to be like in their face a little bit, to be like, you can do this. So how is it working doing it like on these online channels?
You know what, really, to be honest, I mean, it's been something I've been thinking about for a while. The only thing is I've been really busy in the gym. When you focus on one aspect, it's very hard to juggle another, especially when you want to be motivated to get the full potential from that one aspect. So most of my clients are all face-to-face, and that was just what it was all about. But I've always thought about doing it online. It's something I've always been passionate about trying to incorporate. But it's been kind of forced on me now, so I thought, right, okay, you know what, let's just see it as a challenge.
Yeah, so, and as a positive.
Yeah, as a positive, that's the main thing. I've got to turn this, because if I've got to lead from the front, I can't be seen being negative and down and drooping. I've got to try and lead by example. So the most important thing was for me to have that positive attitude so other people can feed from it. So the very first thing was just to download the apps, get familiar with them. So Zoom, I downloaded it previously, but didn't use it too much because I was using WhatsApp, Messenger and stuff and calls. But I thought, you know what, this is a more professional kind of app. So I downloaded that first, got my clients on it. And you know what, it's been actually a great experience. I feel so much better about being able to turn something around and make a positive from a negative. And my clients have felt that as well. So, you know, I've actually, the intensity has actually been higher because they feel my energy, which is actually crazy.
So you really have been able to turn a negative thing into a positive situation. That's amazing. You mentioned clients. Now, just by the socials alone, Daniel, you're massive. You're a massive guy. So we are listening. We're tuned in. Everyone is locked in right now. A lot of us, including me, and anyone listening right now, might be struggling to be able to stay, you know, in shape and healthy. What are the ways that we can do that whilst we're at home?
Okay, so the very first thing is to put pen to paper. That's the very, very first thing, because what a lot of people do is say, right, I'm gonna start on Monday. Now, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say I'm going to start a course on Monday. I'm going to start being more tidy on Monday. I'm going to start loving my partner on Monday more. But until it's on pen and paper and you've planned things, it means nothing. So, you know, organising things for your partner or anything like that, that's more important than just saying it in your mind. So pen and paper is really important, like taking action now. So when people are listening to this now, like literally, Aspedix, go and get pen and paper. Even as you listen to it now, get
Go
pen
now.
and paper.
Get your pen and
Yeah,
paper.
right now.
We'll just give them a couple of seconds. You know what I mean? Get your pen and paper together. Do you know what I mean?
We'll hold to them. We'll hold to them. Yeah.
So what's the next step? Once they've said, all right, you know what, today's Wednesday, you know, I'm going to start this tomorrow morning, or I'm going to start this on Monday when I get my life together. What's the next step then? Is it like, do we need to like start buying things like weights and stuff, and that could take weeks? Like, what do we do?
I generally don't. I recommend baby steps. So what a lot of people do, they throw the kitchen sink. So what they do is like, okay, they go, right, I've got to buy a treadmill, I've got to buy a cross trainer, a multi-gym, and they end up just investing a lot of money. And because it's exciting when you think about a new thing and a new goal, you got to start with baby steps. So body weight exercises, it costs you nothing. So you basically invest in your effort rather than your money. So it's like you're a bit more passionate about just starting it tomorrow. There you go. You've got no excuses then. So when you've written that down to say, right, on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to start training on those days, don't say, right, every day I'm going to smash it and, you know, just give 110%. Say, I'm going to start with 2 to 3 days. I'm going to do press-ups, pull-ups or sit-ups or whatever you can do for, say, 20 minutes. And just start from there and you see yourself progress, because the last thing you want to do is just burn out and put yourself onto something you can't manage. So just, you know, whether you need to do it through the help of a trainer or a friend or someone you know or anything like that, as long as you've got a plan to begin with and it's reasonable and manageable, that's the very first step. That's the first 2 steps, definitely. And then actually taking action and doing it.
Right. So we've got to obviously get our pen and paper together. We've got to say we're going to do it, be passionate about it, be realistic, choose the days, and then start small. Is there any particular types of things that we should be doing as we're starting small? Should it just be, like you say, like the push-ups and the pull-ups, or, you know, do we focus on specific areas instead? What's the best ways in terms of being able to do this and start small?
I always find starting with the things you enjoy first is massively important, because that's where your motivation lies. So if someone likes to run, starting with, like, you know, going back to basics. So the mistake a lot of people make is if they used to run 10 miles, they want to run 10 miles because that's where they want to obviously progress.
Yeah.
So they want to go for 12 miles.
Yeah.
But trying to put yourself under that pressure is going to just set yourself up for failure. You need to start with 2 miles, you know, something that's, you know, just like taking it steady. You come in, you feel good, and it's not affected you. It's not affected your day. It's not taking too much time out of your day.
Right.
And then you can say, right, 2 miles, 4 miles. You see progression, because progression is the thing that keeps you locked in, motivated. The lack of progression. So starting at 10 miles, and even if you do the 10 miles, it's going to be very hard for you to get to 12 miles. It's going to take a very long time. And then that lack of seeing progression is what normally brings people down. So like I normally say, start with the things you enjoy. After, say, about 4 weeks, then you start to be a bit more precise with your training. Then it's things that you don't really enjoy,
Right.
but you can do it. Because the things we don't enjoy are normally the things that push us the most out of our comfort zone. So
Definitely.
that could be, if you don't like weights, you're going to start with light weights, and you're going to do a whole body workout or an upper body workout or a low body workout, something that's going to stimulate the mind and the body well out the comfort zone.
How long is it going to take for us to see some results? Because we don't know how long this period is going to, you know, pan out for. And if it's the case that, you know, it stretches over into late May, as suggested by government officials, into early June, and then we're okay, well, June's going to come and I'm still going to have this belly that's full of chickpeas and lentils and too much carbs. So how long will I be able to put into like my head and hopefully into the zeitgeist that, you know, I will start to see some results as long as I start small and do the things, first of all, that I enjoy, and then progress, as you say?
See, that is probably where people are going wrong the most. Trying to start and say, you know, how long is it going to take? Because it's kind of like, how long is a piece of string? Now, it's good to know, to have a kind of an idea in your mind. Let's say that you've got a holiday or the end of this isolation or something like that. It's good to have a provisional kind of goal.
Yeah.
What happens is people kind of set that as the end of, you know, just that's what the deadline, that's where it's got to be, and it's a lot of pressure, and what happens on that is they become obsessive with certain things like the scales. Now, it affects your mentality, because if you're going to jump on the scales and it doesn't tell you what's got, you know, the right answer or the right figure, you're going to be demotivated, you know, unless you're a very advanced minded trainer who's just going to push through it regardless. If it does tell you, this is what happens 9 times out of 10, if it does tell you what you want to see, sometimes you get complacent. So what you need to do is kind of focus more so on the goals. It's also the baby steps. So to say, right, I'm going to start with 2 miles and 4 miles and 6 miles. I want to start eating healthier, and especially during this period of time as well, because as we know, a poor diet massively affects your immune system, and that's what you don't want to be doing. Like, you know, a lot of people are at home now and they're not exercising and they're having a poor diet, and it actually negatively affects their immune system, which is the one thing that's going to protect them from this virus.
Very key. Very key. Coming up later as well, I'm going to be speaking to a couple of people who know quite a few things about food as well. So they're going to be giving us some tips. I want to know how, if anyone who's listening right now, how can they get in touch with you to maybe, want to get these sessions and to take part in these online classes? How do they do that? Where do they go?
Okay, awesome. So if you would like to get involved with anything that I'm, any service that I'm providing, on Instagram, it's Fit Fast Fitness, so FITFAST as well, my website is www.fitfastfitness.co.uk. I also have a meal prep service, which is Fit Fast Fit Prep. We offer healthy meals that can be delivered to your home as well. The website for that is www.fitfastfitprep.co.uk, and we also do qualifications too. So we can give people trying to get people qualified to be trainers and nutritionists, and that is www.fitfastacademy.com.
Loving it, the branding as well in all of the titles. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming through. I hope anyone has been able to learn like I have, to be fair. Again, it's Fit Fast Fitness on the socials. Fitfastfitness.co.uk. It's hard to say fast, Anyway, more on the way, how we can learn from calisthenics. Yeah, differently. Natalie Imbruglia with Torn, Deacon Blue and